Soul High, the brand, we started back in November 2014. We started as a sneaker store. We wanted to have something that Buffalo never had. The first day we were open, we met Nick, who's our main customizer, and we kind of just joined forces from there where, we already had that exclusive base. So we figured if we could give you a one-of-one or your own custom shoe, then, that would be something that could be a whole different level.
Okay, well, I started doing customs probably about 4 years ago, just trying to fix up my own sneakers. Got a lot of attention on social media. Met with these guys here, and they decided that it would be good for both of us if they brought me into the store, and we just kind of did anything that anybody needs, come in the store, kind of a one-stop shop.
It was a risk. It was a huge risk. When we first wanted to open it, it was the summer of 2014, but we couldn't get our permits. So this was like June, we started paying rent on this thing, and then we couldn't open it until November. And then I don't know if you remember, but back in November of 2014, horrible winter. Exactly. So we opened when it's 7 feet of snow outside as a sneaker store in November. Then you got November, December, January, February, March. So we're open for like 5 months. So already we're like a year in of paying rent, not making any money. Honestly, we thought it was a mistake. We didn't know. But then once the summer kind of started to come around, people would come in slowly, and it just built up from there. When you see a sneaker, if you're not, I guess, privy to the sneaker culture, you might just see it as something that you put on your foot, you lace up, you tie it up, and you're on your way. But when you're into it, you learn about the different artistic features about it, different things that brands might incorporate into it, where there's different designers and there's stories behind a lot of the sneakers. So this was a sketch of the Jordan 3s, the Dornbecker Jordan 3s. Every year, Nike and Jordan team up, and they team up with a hospital in Oregon. It's called Dornbecker Hospital, and they give kids with different illnesses, whether it be cancer, diabetes, people that are on their deathbed, they give them the opportunity, always children, the opportunity to design their own shoe. The proceeds from the sneaker goes to the kids. So everything on this shoe was designed specifically by that child.
I think that when it comes to art and sports, I think even hip-hop has a lot to do with it as well. All three of them together. They've been working together for a little while now, and this whole custom cleat thing is it's really getting out of hand and getting big. And this was the first year the NFL actually allowed it, and it was just because guys wanted to express themselves.
So this was actually the first pair of cleats that we ever did. This was for Chad Kelly. He went to Ole Miss. We got the helmet back signed by the whole team in the glove. So the black and yellow pair is for Le'Veon Bell, and then the pair to the left of it is for Devin McCourty. This one here, I really can't talk too much about that and tell you who it's for, but it's a little surprise. That's going to be for the Pro Bowl. This was another Christmas pair. That's for Marquise Goodwin. This pair here is for EJ Manuel. These two were for Week 13, My Cause, My Cleats. This is for Devin McCourty. This was a game-worn pair for Kevon Seymour. This was actually our first pair of cleats that we had that was worn in a game. And then here, he's working on the Ovechkin. You can't really see it too much because it's taped off, but it's going to be for the All-Star game for the NHL, first pair of custom skates. This pair here is going to be for Tyrod Taylor. This was the Antonio Brown pair, the gold pair for Christmas. This is for Jarvis Landry. And then that one was for Cardell. That was the first pair that was worn in a preseason game. So yeah, definitely with the growth of the store, you do build a lot of clients, especially with the customs, because it kind of feeds off. Like a lot of the stuff that we do now is at the point where we do a lot of NFL guys, so that helps. They'll want a custom shoe, and then they'll say, oh, you guys sell shoes also, so what else do you have there? So they really work hand in hand with each other. If we didn't have this store, then we wouldn't have the NFL clients that we have also, because that's where it started with us meeting those guys here, and being able to build a relationship by finding sneakers for them, and then us or them trusting us enough to do their shoes. The diversity about it is really, I've seen customers that have come in here and they're 80 years old and they're wearing J's. I've seen customers come in here and they're 7 and 8 years old and they have a big brother that got them into it. I've seen guys fresh out of jail, and I've seen guys that are CEOs of companies. So it's very diverse. It's hard to explain to people that don't really know too much about it when you come in here. My favorite thing to do is when somebody knows nothing about sneakers, and I'll bring them the Red October and I'll ask them how much they think it is, and then to see their reaction when they realize they're holding a $5,000 shoe is priceless. So anybody can be into sneakers. It's like collecting comic books or sporting cards or anything like that. So there's no age limit to it. There's no race to it. There's no personality to it. So you can meet your best friends from that. I probably would have never met Nick if it wasn't for this store, or a lot of the people that I have that are close friends, even Bills players and some of the closest friends that I have now is from sneakers, and it's people that I would have never met because of it. So it's very diverse, and it's definitely something that everybody can appreciate.